Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome. We're gonna give folks probably about a minute or so to make their way into the room, but welcome on in. Good to see everybody. All right, we got a pretty good crowd. So we'll go ahead and get started with the evening. Tonight's program is going to be pretty short. We should get you all out of here by 6:30. Just a kickoff and kind of welcome overview here to Emory. So I want to start out with introductions, and we're just going to give you a little bit more information. I know I've been in contact with all of you. My name's Anthony. I'm the director of admission here at Emory Law. So I'm super excited to see everybody in the room and joining us for this. We've got a great week of programming ahead of us and opportunities for you all to interact with everybody here at the law school. I'm also joined this evening by two of my colleagues who you will be seeing throughout the week and throughout the rest of this process here at Emory. That will all be here to assist you and talk with you more through your admissions and decision processes and learn all about Emory. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves real quick, just so you're familiar with everybody and see some familiar faces throughout the week. But why don't we start with my colleague Jacob Ferguson?
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Ferguson. I am the Assistant Director of Admission here at Emory Law, and I'm so excited to be here with Anthony and Natalie to get the Explore Emory events kicked off. And so like Anthony said, you'll be seeing me and some of them throughout the next few weeks, and just really excited to continue interacting with you all and keep answering questions and helping you out.
Okay, excellent. And we're also joined by Natalie Fisher.
Hi, everybody. I'm Natalie Fisher. How are you? I am the Associate Director of Emory Law Admissions, and I am very happy to be here. So yes, I, like Jacob, will be in and out of different sessions. I've met with a lot of you. I'm still meeting with some of you, but I look forward to being a resource for you throughout your Explore Emory experience.
Excellent. Well, like I said, tonight we really just wanted to lay the groundwork for you. We know you're all in the middle of a really, really tough decision process, and making sure you're selecting the right school for your educational needs, for your budget, for your lifestyle, for your career goals. There's a lot going on. I know, this cycle's been another crazy one for a lot of folks. If you were here last year, you know exactly how that went. But we're glad we've gotten to this point. Um, we're really excited to kind of showcase everything that Emory has to offer and hopefully give you all of the information that you'll need to make the most informed choice and the most impactful choice that you'll be able to make. We know this is a really big decision and it's going to have a lot of effect on all of your outcomes moving forward. So we want to make sure you've got all that information from Emory. We want to make sure that myself, that Jacob, that Natalie, that the rest of our team is here to be that resource for you. So we encourage you at any point through these events, at any point through this process, to please reach out to us. Don't hesitate. We love talking to you all. I know I've seen some familiar faces and the attendee list here, and had conversations with some of you, and this is the part that we like. We've all spent the past 4 or 5 months now reading your applications, staring at a computer screen, reading your personal statement and your resume and all the letters. But now's an opportunity for us to start, putting some faces to names, to really not just have that your story on a computer screen in front of us, but to really get to know you a little bit more and what's driving you to go to law school and become a lawyer. So that's really our goal for this week. Every school you look at, every school you've been admitted to, is going to offer you a world-class legal education. And so we want to make sure that you all see what that looks like at Emory. But we also wanted you to see some of the opportunities and networks and community that can make Emory a pretty special place for you to pursue all that. Because again, it's not just about what you're doing in the classroom, but it's also going to be about your experience here in Atlanta, your work with our clinics, with our alumni, with all of our experiential opportunities, both in the school and outside of the school. And so we really want to make sure you get all of that information and that you make those connections. If at any point you're not able to make an event throughout the next few weeks, if you're not able to, be a part of that, please reach out to us. We're happy to make connections. We have plenty of students we know that are in these programs, that are taking part in these experiences. If you want to talk to one of our professors, please reach out. We can make those connections. That's what we're here to do, and here to make sure you get all of your questions answered and come through. This Explore Emory series and these virtual events that we'll be hosting will be a great way for you to do that as a group, but also as an individual. You'll be able to have some conversations one-on-one with our professors through these events. You'll be able to really take a deep dive into some of our clinics, some of the different areas and classes that we offer. You'll be able to get more information on more of the logistical pieces. You'll be able to talk with financial aid, with career services, how to find the appropriate housing for you within the Atlanta market. And so we really want to make sure. The other really awesome piece is going to be you'll be able to connect with our alumni. They're super impactful people. They've had great experiences here at Emory and throughout Atlanta. Many have chosen to stay here in Atlanta. Many have gone across the country and have different insights into opportunities. It's one thing about the Emory name and being here is it will open a lot of doors for you, not just here in Atlanta, but across the country. And so we want to make sure you see those stories. We want to make sure that you know that the Emory degree can get you to where you want to go, wherever that is, in whatever field that may end up being. So we want you to have those connections. We want you to feel that and feel like you're really a part of that. You'll be hearing a lot from us, so I apologize in advance between the three of us. But again, we do want to make sure that you're aware of these opportunities because they really are a special and unique way to do this. And we want to make sure that we do these events virtually. I think that's one thing, at least us here at Emory, but I think everybody across the nation and across the world realized is just the impact that these virtual events can have. And so we're super thrilled to be being back in person for our Admitted Student Day on April 8th. But we know that's not a possibility for everybody to make it to campus, to visit during that day for health reasons, for financial reasons, whatever it may be. And so we want to make sure we've got these resources available for you as well. I wanted to pull out a couple just to highlight for the events that are coming up for the rest of this week. And I pulled a few for next week. We'll be sending another email out on Friday that'll have all of next week's events with those registration links. And so that'll be a good opportunity for you to see the full schedule there. You can also check that out on our Explore Emory page. So make sure you stay up to date with that. And all the registration links are on there as well. We've got some great events coming up this week, so I just wanted to bring your attention to those and encourage you to attend as many as possible. Tomorrow is going to be a great day. We've got a Q&A session with Professor Hutchinson at noon Eastern time. Professor Hutchinson is fantastic. He's our inaugural John Lewis Chair for Civil Rights and Social Justice. And so I encourage you, if you have any interest in civil rights and social justice and the work that entails, check it out. He's going to talk a lot about what that work and what that vision looks like here at Emory, the impact that it can have, and just sort of, as a student, what is that going to look like for you during your years here at Emory? So definitely check that out. We'll also be doing a series of kind of alumni hangouts. They're going to be really informal. It's going to have a panel of probably 2 or 3 alumni that we've invited for each event. We're going to do them geographically as much as possible. So This week we've got Atlanta and Florida. If you have any interest in working in either one of those markets, it's a great opportunity. We'll be doing those at 7 p.m. Eastern. So come join. Pretty much the whole session is an opportunity and open for you to just ask questions of our alumni and see exactly what that is. Next week we'll be doing the regional events for Texas. We'll be doing California / West Coast one. We'll also be doing a New York and DC virtual one in addition to our in-person admitted student events. So definitely check those out. Our alumni are fantastic and do really, really great things as well. The rest of the week, we'll have a housing webinar on Thursday. So if you have any questions or wondering what it's like to live around campus or what opportunities are there, join us for that. We'll have the resources available for you at that time. And then Friday, we'll be doing our Barton Clinic, which is our juvenile defense and policy clinic. And so if you have any interest in that work, Professor Waldman, Professor Carter will be joining us for that and really kind of showcasing all of the different work that we do. The ones for next week that I wanted to particularly highlight that always have a lot of interest, we'll be having a public interest session. We have our Assistant Dean, Rita Sheffy, who is our Assistant Dean for Public Service. She'll be talking about the EPIC organization, our Emory Public Interest Committee, along with all the different opportunities that entails as well. We'll also be doing some student support sessions so you can learn about what study aids are available for you, all of our wellness and well-being opportunities and resources that are available to help you get through the stress that is law school. Of course, career services, super important. It's really the reason a lot of you are coming to school is to get that job afterwards. So our director, Natasha, will be there and talking through what those services look like and where our alumni go. And then our Tiger program is really great. If you have any interest in intellectual property, the intersection of technology and law, Professor Morris is fantastic. This is a great program that we have a partnership with Georgia Tech with. I would strongly encourage you to apply for there. So just wanted to point these out. I did see a question that came in the chat real quick asking if these sessions will be recorded. The answer is yes. We will have recordings of the sessions available and posted on the website probably a few days after each session. So those will be available. We understand, you all have busy lives, obviously. So trying to find times that work for everybody is kind of impossible, but we've made these available. We will record them and we will get them out for you as well. So if you can't make a session, no worries. We'll be able to get that information out for you as well. So briefly, before we kind of wrap up, I did want to play a quick video, just an overview of, the Emory Law Building and some of the opportunities that you have here in Atlanta. Please excuse, the video was created at the height of the pandemic, so there's some references in there. I assure you we are fully open at this point and you're able to come for tours and all of that. So you'll get that in the first couple seconds, but I still think the video is a really great showcase, especially if you're not able to make it here to Atlanta or to the building. So wanted to show that real quick, and then we're going to open it up for a few questions. If anybody else has any questions about, how the Explore Emory series will work or anything like that, we'll open it up. So I'm going to queue up the video and we'll allow that to play for you guys for the next few minutes.
Hi guys, my name is Ciel Ortega and I'm a third-year student here at Emory Law from Las Cruces, New Mexico. Over the past few years, I've been in charge of giving student tours here, and we know it's a little bit different, but because you can't visit us, we wanted to make sure you'd still have the opportunity to experience everything that Emory Law is all about. We actually shot some of this tour already, which is why some of the footage you'll see looks a little bit different. Okay, on with the tour. I love life here at Emory. We have a beautiful campus full of beautiful buildings and green spaces everywhere. It's really a great place to be, especially for those moments where you just need to step outside the law school and get a little bit of fresh air. So the law school is split into 3 different floors. The first floor you'll typically spend most of your time on as a first year, but also it's where most of student life happens. On the first floor, we have our major classrooms, a few places to eat, and also student commons. Because of this, the first floor is usually where you'll spend your time hanging out with your friends or just doing some work between classes. Right outside of Student Commons is where we have Bacardi Plaza, the central hub of all student life here at Emory Law. Every Thursday, the Student Bar Association and a different student organization will put on what we call Recess, which sounds fun, and it's even better than you think. The Student Bar Association will provide drinks, food, and it's a great way to kick off your weekend with your friends. First year classes are held in the 3 major identical classrooms on the first floor. There's stadium seating, plugs for every seat, and a whiteboard and projector screen. The acoustics in here are also engineered to be excellent, so even if you're in the back row, you'll have no trouble hearing the professor. Right outside these major classrooms are our lockers. You might not think that much about lockers anymore, but they're really handy as a first year student, and they're free of charge. Right around the corner from our awards display is our mock courtroom. As you can see, it's set up just like a real courtroom. One of the opportunities that you'll get as a 2L is to do the trial techniques program. It's an intensive 10-day program that happens right after you finish finals your second year. We get faculty from all across the country, including the year I did it, we had a judge from the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, and also the person who ran my section was actually nominated to the Northern District of Georgia about 2 weeks after we finished. So you get great experience, great attorneys from across the country, not just from Atlanta, and then these great networking opportunities, which of course, we're all in law school to get a job. It's incredibly important. The last part of our community that really makes Emory Law special is the support that students receive from faculty and staff. Any questions you have, be it career services, class registration, or just personal guidance, there's someone there to talk to. On top of that, our faculty really takes an interest in the lives of their students. I've personally had several faculty members who have taken an interest in me and becoming my mentor and helping me succeed both career-wise and also just personally. Outside of our student community, one of my favorite things about Emory Law is our location. The city of Atlanta offers excellent opportunities for experiential learning in any field of law you might be interested in. If you're interested in corporate law, the city of Atlanta has the 3rd largest concentration of Fortune 500 companies in the country, giving us plenty of great opportunities to be externs. Coca-Cola, Home Depot, Mercedes-Benz USA, Porsche, and AT&T have all either taken externs from Emory Law or hired us after graduation. If you want to work in public interest law, Atlanta houses many governmental agencies, as well as legal nonprofits and the judiciary. On the federal side, we have the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals and the North District of Georgia. On the state side, we have 12 different counties that make up the Atlanta metro region, where you have the opportunity to work on both the prosecutor side and the public defenders. In addition, Emory Law offers numerous clinics, both faculty-led and student-led. On the faculty-led side, we have an environmental law clinic, child welfare and advocacy, and international humanitarian law. Our student-led clinics offer pro bono opportunities in veteran affairs, LGBTQ issues, immigrant legal services, and refugee assistance. The main reason you'd be on this floor is mainly as event space. So both Hunter Atrium, which happens to be this room we're standing in, and also Tool Auditorium, which is through these doors, are major event spaces for any events we have here at Emory Law, including orientation, if you do end up matriculating here, or some of the major events we do throughout the year. Those would be the EPIC, the Emory Public Interest Committee Conference, or any of the conferences that are put on by the journals throughout the semester. Since I moved here from 2,000 miles away, it was really important for me to be able to establish roots here at Emory Law. And to do that, I've really taken advantage of our different student organizations, such as the Latin American Law Students Association and the Environmental Law Practice Society. The great thing about our student groups here on campus is that they're less about being interested in one field of law and more about building the community and kinship that you really want to have at a law school. Because of this, I've been able to develop close relationships and great friendships with almost everyone I've been able to meet in these student organizations. Finally, we're here on the 5th floor. So, quick overview again of the 5th floor. It's mainly where all the faculty space is, but there's also 2 main student hallways, and each student hallway is themed. This hallway's theme is distinguished alumni. So people who came here became great lawyers, law professors, attorneys, judges, even just great business people or people who made a big impact on social change or social justice. All right, so here we are in the 2nd hallway. As you can see, all along the walls are different books that our faculty has published. One that I always like to highlight is right over here, Civil Procedure by Professor Freer. Freer is a very well-known professor. Even if you don't end up coming to Emory, you'll probably hear from or learn some from Freer. But if you do come here, you get the opportunity to take them both for civil procedure and for complex litigation, which is in essence civil procedure too. Really recommend if you do end up coming here trying to take his class. He's an awesome professor. I actually have him right now. Another part of the building you might be spending a lot of time in is the law library. The law library is made up of 5 different floors, and much like the law school, each floor has its own space and utility. The first floor houses our legal writing offices. This is where you'll spend a lot of your time as a first year in your legal writing classes trying to work out those memos and briefs. On the second floor is the reference desk and the home of the fun in the library. This is where we have all the movies you can check out, the puzzle, a chessboard, and nonfiction books. On top of that, the research librarians want to make sure that you have everything you need to succeed in law school. So behind the reference desk, you'll find outlines for every class you might need in law school, and the research librarians, who are all dual degreed with a JD and a Master in Library Science, and about half of them have spent time practicing law before coming to work at Emory Law. On the rest of the second floor, you'll find group study space, the computer lab, and all our library and printing services. The third and fourth floors make up the bulk of our study area. These are whisper-only floors and include the silent study room on the third floor. Finally, the fifth floor is administrative offices, and you'll probably rarely find yourself there as a student. Off campus, Atlanta has a lot to offer. Emory Village is right off campus, as is Emory Point, right across the street from CDC headquarters. When you're ready to venture a little bit further out, downtown Decatur is minutes away, as is Ponce City Market and the Atlanta Beltline, and even downtown Atlanta, which is less than 15 minutes from campus. Atlanta is known as the city in the forest and is full of beautiful parks and tree-lined neighborhoods. It's also home to excellent museums and historical landmarks, such as Martin Luther King Jr.'s childhood home, the MLK Center for Nonviolent Social Change, the Center for Civil and Human Rights, and the Carter Center, which is dedicated to social change worldwide. Finally, Atlanta has every major sport covered, with the Braves, Falcons, Hawks, Dream, and Atlanta United all calling this city home. So that's the tour. I hope you've got an opportunity to see what makes life here at Emory Law so special. From our excellent faculty, to our close-knit community, to our amazing experiential learning opportunities, it's all here at Emory Law. Thank you again for joining us for this virtual tour, and we hope you'll all join us in the fall.
Awesome. Well, hope you found that at least somewhat informative. Like I said, we hope that a lot of you will actually get the opportunity to join us in person between now and when you make your decision. So you'll be able to experience all of this for yourself. But like I said, we want to make sure we at least gave you all that experience virtually in case you're not able to make it out to us during that time. So before I open it up to questions real quick, I do want to also highlight some important dates that we'll have coming up just for you all to keep in mind moving forward as we go through. So like I mentioned, we'll have our admitted student visiting day on Friday, April 8th. I've seen many of you here in the room have already signed up, so we're excited to meet you in person. We're excited to finally be back in person and do this. You'll obviously have all these virtual resources, but it is really hard to replace that in-person experience, being able to be in the building, shake a professor's hand, eat lunch with your classmates, and really kind of talk through all of this. So that's what that day is designed to do. So we hope we see you out there. Registration is still open. If you have any questions about that, please contact us and we'll certainly help you out. If you're not able to make that day specifically, we know it's a Friday. We do offer in-person visits every single Friday from now basically through May. Those visits include a classroom observation, a tour of the law school building, and a question and answer session with one or two of our current students in the program. So it's a great opportunity to experience Emory that way as well. If none of that works for you at all, please reach out to us. We do offer individualized tours as well. So if a different day of the week is better for you, reach out. We'll be able to have somebody available at that time to walk you through the building, answer any questions, and provide you that experience as well. So we hope to see you for that. If you're in the DC or New York area or have the ability to get there, we will be hosting admitted student receptions in both cities DC on March 29th and New York City on March 31st. I will be at both of those. We'll also have our dean as well as some alumni that are currently working in those markets. So it's a great opportunity as well to network and meet and talk with some of our alumni as well. Invitations have gone out for that. If you didn't get one and you are able to make it, please let me know. We just sent them out based on the geographic location you listed in your application. But if you are able to make it and you didn't get the invite, please send me an email and we can get you all set up to RSVP for one of those events. So you have plenty of opportunities here to interact with us. And we just wanted to keep in mind as well that we'll have 2 deposit deadlines. So once you get, towards making your decision, if you decide Emory is the place for you, we'll have our first deposit deadline on April 15th. We do keep that one a little bit lower at $250 to allow students to keep their options open and be able to deposit at multiple schools if that's something you're able to financially afford. So you'll be able to keep that. And then our final and second deposit will be due on June 1st. And that one's a little bit larger, expecting at that time that Emory will be a more solid choice for you and we'll see you in the fall. So I just wanted to wrap up with those dates and make sure everybody has that information as well. Before we wrap up, I did want to give the opportunity if anybody has any type of question about how decisions will work, how these events will take place. If you have any questions about visiting or anything like that, we'll have an opportunity for you. We can unmute you here if you want to ask the question as well. So please feel free to either type them in the chat box, type them in the Q&A box as well. We'll hang on for 10, 15 minutes if anybody has questions before we kind of wrap up as well. I did see one question come in. So looks like Sang had a question, Sang Park. So Sang, you're the first one, so I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but you'll have the opportunity to unmute yourself if you want to ask your question. Let's see. Sang, are you there? Okay, I might have put them on the spot a little bit. No worries. I'll ask the question out loud if you're not able to unmute yourself. So Sang basically asked if there'd be any other visit days after May. In that case, yes, we'll stop the formal tours, the large group tours every Friday at the end of May. But if you'd like to come visit at any time, if June or July works better for you, let us know. Like I said, we can do individual tours as well. So if you're not able to make it for any of those and you want to come a little bit later, just let us know, send us an email, and we'll be happy to work with you individually. All right. Let's see. I can answer. Let's go to Anna real quick since she's got a quick question, and then we're going to try and get some other folks to be able to unmute themselves and ask their question as well. I see Peyton, Fred, Fisher, so we'll get you guys ready to go. Anna's question is regarding the tours as well, as if you can bring guests to the tours. Answer is absolutely. For the group tours, for the class observation portion, we're only allowed students into the classroom just for space purposes. But if you bring guests on the Friday tours, they'll be able to join for the tour of the building and for the question and answer session with our students as well. So they're more than welcome to come. If you're doing an individual tour, that's your time. Please feel free to bring whoever you'd like to there. For visiting day, we are limiting it to one guest per person, just so we can keep the event within the COVID guidelines on campus as well. So you'll have the opportunity to bring one guest with you for visiting day as well. Let's see. Let's see if I can get Peyton up real quick. Hey, Peyton.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, good to see you and hear you. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. How are y'all?
Good, good. I know you had a question about some student employment, so go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, I just wanted to see, is there any opportunities, I guess, for 1Ls or even 2 and 3Ls for employment at the law school specifically, or, research assistant positions available at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are certainly opportunities that will be available for students. A lot of them will begin your second year, so your 2L year, um, especially the research assistant positions, working in clinics, all of that. You'll be able to do that. Most of those applications you'll complete during your second semester of that first year. In terms of campus employment, I know a lot of offices within the law school and across campus will allow students to work as student workers. That you can do at any time. You can start that from day one if you want. You'll be able to be connected over to the career services folks, and we'll also be able to get you the information for campus employment too. So if that's something you're interested in, we can certainly make that connection for you as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Good to see you, Peyton. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we can get Fisher. See. Hey, Fisher, are you there?
Yeah. Um, if I can direct this to Natalie, was this cycle as crazy or crazier than you expected based on last year's?
Yeah, that's a good question. Are you thinking vis-a-vis COVID or what are you thinking?
I was thinking more on the application side.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is pass the baton to Anthony. I'll tell you why. Last year, this time, I was across the street at Goizueta. So for anyone who's interested in the JD MBA, I can also answer those specific questions. But for the frame of reference, Anthony, might you be able to handle that question?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It was more calm than I think a lot of us were expecting. I think probably what you all saw was a bit more um, deliberate admissions on a lot of schools' part. I will fully admit that Emory is sort of the dinosaurs in the field on a lot of parts. We're usually a little bit slower than most schools, so I think most schools were on our time frame in terms of admission decisions this year. But yeah, applications calmed down a little bit. I think at least at Emory and at other schools, we were still well over our 2019 and 2020 volumes in terms of applications. Um, Test scores calmed down a little bit as well, but the demand for law school is still there. So I think it's more kudos to all of you who were able to make it in and get admitted, through another pretty high volume application season, and we're happy you're all here.
Thanks for the insight.
Yep, excellent. Good to see you as well. All right, next, let's see. Let's go back to the Q&A. I apologize, trying to scroll through. Let's see if we can get Fred up. Hey, Fred, are you able to unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah, we can hear you. How you doing?
Okay. Hi, I'm all right. You?
Good, good. Go ahead
So
and
I
ask
was
here.
sorry. I was just wondering about student aid. I saw on one website or email it said that your student aid advisor would contact you, but I didn't know if it was if it's like later in the cycle or later that we do contact student aid or if they contact us first. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. And you're thinking specifically in terms of like FAFSA and loans?
Yeah, FAFSA loans, any potential grants or financial aid of that kind.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you'll be assigned an advisor. It'd be best to reach out to them. You can start working with the Office of Financial Aid as soon as you're admitted. So you'll have an advisor who's assigned to you. I am going to put their email address in the chat box right now, and so the best thing to do would be to email them and be able to set up an appointment with them, and you'll be able to they'll basically push you off to your advisor at that time, and they'll kind of walk you through anything that you're missing or any other opportunities that might be available for you, like you said, kind of with grants or other options. And um, they'll also make sure that your aid package is all good to go if they need any other additional information, anything like that. So I'm going to put that in the chat box right now. It's just grad find aid at emory.edu, and they'll be able to sort that out for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, excellent. And yeah, we'll have them on a session as well. So you can join that session, and they're going to walk through kind of every single step, what that process is too. So that'll also be a good resource as well. Excellent. Looks like we got Gloria up. How are you doing, Gloria?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing well, thanks.
Good, excellent. Go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for putting on this string of events. I'm really excited to participate. I'm really eager to connect with my future cohort and, make some really meaningful connections. So I'm curious from you guys from an admissions perspective about what are some common traits that you guys see at current students who you find to be really successful at Emory Law. What that contribute to the character of Emory, like that make the feeling of Emory when you get to the campus and interact with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm happy to start this one, and I'll probably ask Jacob. Maybe he works a lot with our student workers and ambassadors as well, so he gets an insight into that. Just speaking from a purely admissions perspective, we're looking for a few things that we're trying to kind of, that you all displayed through your personal statement or through your experience on your resume. But we're really looking to continue our atmosphere of collaborative community. And so Emory, like every law school, it's competitive. It's law school, and so you're on a curve. There's other folks and students who are going for jobs and for grades and classes and all of that. But what we really find is that the competitive nature at Emory isn't necessarily student against student. It's more the school and the student body against the field. And so you'll find a lot of students uplifting each other, sharing notes, really forming study groups, being able to do it. The student organizations are fantastic. They all have a mentoring component as part of it, which will allow pretty much any student org you're going to join will allow you to meet and be mentored by an upperclassman and walk through. We've got our Dean's Teaching Fellows, our Houses program, which you'll learn more about through the events. That really kind of support that as well. So I think that's really important for the character of the school. You'll see that with our alumni as well if you're able to attend any of the events. A lot of them are now colleagues. They've stayed in touch. The alumni events can get pretty rowdy at times, but that kind of character and family building kind of atmosphere stays with them. I think there's a certain aspect of just being in law school that kind of keeps all that together as well. So that's sort of what we're looking for through the admissions process and trying to figure out who would fit well within that environment, who would succeed academically, but would also be in that atmosphere and looking to help others as they're going about trying to help themselves in their career as well. Jacob, I don't know if you wanted to add anything else with that.
Sure. I mean, one thing that you mentioned is our student organizations. And whenever I'm interacting with our current students and our student workers and asking them about their experiences, the anecdotes are largely the anecdotes that they share with me and that I hear them share with other applicants and admitted students is about the student organizations and the community that you can build through them. Excuse me. And so I think that is a really big part of it. We have some very involved student workers, and so they may be involved in more student organizations than you want to tack on or than you want to try to tackle, but they're always just running from place to place, whether it's moot court or mock trial or SBA or just any of the affinity groups or any of the practice societies that are more professionally oriented. They are always talking about an event or a service project or a resolution that they're working on or something like that, and how they're able to do that with their classmates and how they're making those connections in that world as well. And so I think that the student organizations really help to shape a lot of the culture, or a large part of it at least. And that doesn't mean you have to be involved in all of them to take part in that, but you can just rest assured knowing that there's going to be a variety of them that you can take part of, and that you're going to find great community there.
Thank you, guys. Love to hear
Great.
that.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks, Gloria. It's good to talk with you. All right. So I know we weren't able to get to every question, but I do want to be respectful of time. We went a little bit over than what we were planned. You all were going to have plenty of time to ask questions and meet with our professors, meet with our alumni, meet with some students, with other staff members here at Emory as well. So again, I encourage you to participate in many of these events as you can. You'll be getting more information from us throughout the week and throughout next week as well. Again, I hope to see you all in person and meet you at our Mid Student Day or one of our receptions or for a tour on campus. If you have any questions throughout the series, throughout your decision-making process regarding anything, please reach out to us. Don't be shy. We're more than willing to sit down and talk with you. So for Jacob and Natalie, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. We're excited to see you throughout the coming days. And welcome to Emory. Congratulations on everything you've achieved so far. And we're super excited to see what you're going to achieve again, both here at Emory and in the future. So congratulations. We look forward to seeing you. I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you all throughout the week. Have a good one, everyone.
Everyone, thank you.